of you, and we have a couple of guests. Laurel, do you want to introduce your guest, or is that, who is this guest? Heather's guest, yeah. Oh, okay. Glad to have you. Okay. Yes, Marcia's been with us before. Yeah. And we have a couple of Messiah folks back here, Alan Cherry. So welcome, and Sue is Messiah also, but she's a member. So if you have not paid your dues, Char is going to be meeting with Penny. So you can give your check or your money to her, and then she'll give it to Penny, and then you'll be paid up for the year. It's $25. Laura, yes. What did I say? Char. I meant Laura, right. Okay. Char and, yeah, she'll take the money. You used to do that for Clef. I guess that's why I said that. Char and Martha have provided our goodies out in the narthex after the program. We have coffee and water and goodies, so please stay and visit. And we're welcome you all to our program. Also welcome those who may be watching online. I had a couple of announcements beside the dues, and that is that there is a concert this Sunday at 4 o'clock at Mount Alfred Presbyterian Church, Light Eternal Honoring the Journey, and a couple of our members are going to be participating in that. So if you happen to be free Sunday at 4, I'm sorry. Okay, she said a cantata by a local composer that will be singing in the chorus as well. So if you want to make any kind of announcements, be sure you come up to the mic, because that's the only way it'll go on the recording. All right, Mary Ann has prepared a wonderful program for us, and she's doing yeoman's job. I think you're playing everything except one number.
I decided to just get it all over with.
That's right, get it all over with at once.
I guess.
Okay, so Jennifer, do you want to introduce your first number?
So good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Elliott, longtime member, and Mary Ann's actually my mother, so it's always nice to get to play with her. So today we're going to do the Carmen Fantasy by Francois Bourne. So this is one of my favorite pieces. I haven't played it in many years, but I love Carmen. It's one of my favorite operas, and this piece does a nice job exploring a lot of the different themes from Carmen. You'll hear most of the ones you know in there. And Francois Bourne lived from 1862 to 1929, so it's very similar. I don't know if you're familiar with, there's a violin piece that is also like a theme on Carmen that's very famous as well. So this is a similar style, not the same piece, but a similar type of thing. So, sorry, I usually like to stand when I play, but today I am actually going to be sitting. So.
The two pieces that I'm playing were neither of them written for horn. They're both transcriptions. The first one was written for trombone, and I loved the melody so much that I just transposed it. And you might be interested to know the last time that I was planning to play it was with Ruth Ann Clark, and I gave her my copy of the music, and it was that same week that she fell at her church, and you know, it was all the way down after that, so we never got to play it together, but I did have a photocopy of the music. So, and if I remember, one of the biographical things at the beginning of the piece is that it was written for the composer's daughter, and it's called Lotta's Song, and he's a Swedish composer born in 1954. I assume he's still living. He's just a youngster. And, well, the other piece I'm doing is by Rick Sowash. And looking forward to going to his choral concert next Sunday. This piece was written for tuba for his son. And it was kind of interesting that, you know, the Swedish composer wrote for his daughter and Rick wrote for his son. And so I'm playing it on an instrument that neither piece was written for, but the Sowash he did transcribe it for horn. And it's also been played, I understand, very, very successfully by Bernice Robinson on cello. And I wish I could have heard that because it probably was very beautiful. But two pieces pitched low, thank heavens, for being played on horn, actually originally for trombone and tuba.
I hope you all appreciate the fact that we probably have the world's most outstanding authority on Schubert playing for us here today.
Well, I want to thank you for indulging my addiction. Thank you, Mary Ann. Just a couple of quick words. There are two, we're going to do two pieces, one solo, which I'm going to do first, and the other we're going to do a four-hand piece. The solo is a short Klavierstück, a piano piece. It's kind of sad and sweet at the same time. It's a young Schubert. He was about 18. He was always young, but he was really young. It later was incorporated into a 5-movement sonata. But I'm just going to play the one movement. It's adagio, so it's quite slow and sweet and charming. But on the other hand, we've got one of the wildest pieces he ever wrote. I think he was on something. I don't think they had pot in Vienna, but they probably had cocaine or opium or something, or just a lot of beer. This is the most amazing piece. It's kind of hard to play too, but I just love it. So I thought, well, we'll do it's called the German and Austrian music world like French title, so it's called a Marche Caractéristique, characteristic march. We don't know what it's characteristic of. It's the characteristic march number 2. We think a friend of his had called it the Marche Caractéristique. Okay. That was 10 years later, 1826, about 3 years before he died. So these two pieces seem very different, but they do have some things in common. One thing, they're both in the key of C major. You wouldn't expect that. Also, they both indulge us in Schubert's incredible harmonic imagination, which is really what draws me to Schubert, are his strange harmonies. And I want to end with a quote from the great Schubert leader scholar, Graham Johnson, who wrote a 3,000-page encyclopedia of Schubert's songs, only his songs. And it's wonderful. I love it. There is no one like Schubert for leading us gently astray into hidden pathways of unexpected harmonic delight. So there. That about says it all. All right. So first my little Klavierstück, and then we'll hit you with the waltz, the march. By the way, you know that Schubert wrote 54 piano duets, almost as much music as his solo. And one of them, one of the early marches, became one of the most popular pieces in the 19th century. There's a whole book about it. It's short. Well, we played one. So, all right. What's that mean? I'm a bully, but all right.
Fantastic, ladies. Thank you very much. Just to remind you, our next meeting will be here at November 1st at 1 o'clock in the sanctuary, and we'll have Rebecca Wallace on flute, Penny Shank as a vocal solo, and Char Jackson as vocal solo. And Sue Warchek's woodwind group is going to play for us. Woodwind Quintet. Okay. Woodwind Ensemble. All right, very good. Now, in case you think Char isn't serious, notice her car in the parking lot. Her license plate says.
That's Heather.
I mean, Heather. Her license plate says Schubert. I'm having trouble with names today. I don't know why, but anyway, thank you all for joining us. See you soon.
A friend of mine said, you don't even know how to spell his name. I had to leave a letter.